guys, so this is just a quick warning because you're about to see the intro to my Q&A video, but I wanted to warn you to go and get yourself a cup of tea because it's going to be a long one and I'm going to answer your questions, so let's get on with the video. Hey guys, so today I thought that I would do a Q&A video. I wrote on my Instagram that I was going to do one. This must have been, I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago or something, and I got a few questions that was enough to make a video, but then I thought I'd leave it a little while and I got tons and tons of questions, so I'm probably going to do 2, maybe, I don't know. I'll see how long it takes me and if I can skip any questions, like I want to do separate videos on those kinds of things, or I don't know what I've been asked. So right, first question. Hey beauty, what are your top makeup products you can't live without and keep on repurchasing from Germany? I would say the top makeup products I always repurchase are the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Foundation, which is actually what I'm wearing today. My 17 Bronze and Glow bronzer in light bronze because it's cheap and cheerful and I just love it. And the compact, even though it's quite a lot of product, it's quite small. My Aqua brow, or the Soap and Glory, what do you call it? Brow Archery, the kind of the dupe one for Anastasia Browers. And I would have to say probably then it would be the Bobbi Brown Corrector, the Lasting Perfection Concealer from Collection, and the Maybelline Lash Sensational. Those are always in my makeup bag, so those I could not live without. If you're looking for something a bit more higher end that would be a favourite that I've repurchased many times, I'd also go for this Chanel Vitalumia Aqua foundation, which I find is maybe slightly more matte than the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum, but they're made in the same factory and they are really similar. So yeah. The next question I have here, it says, how do you prevent eyeliner from smearing during the day, especially on the outer corners? That's a pet peeve of mine. Well, it's a pet peeve of mine as well. And what I would say for that is, first of all, it depends whether you're using a gel or a kohl. I like to use, if I'm using a gel or a kohl actually, I'll try and find a waterproof one. The pens tend to smudge a little bit more, I find, especially if they come into contact with water, so like you're sweating or it's quite hot outside or it's humid or something like that. So I would say use a waterproof kohl or a gel liner, and then what I tend to do is I will kind of wing it out or smudge it out however I want it to look, and then what I will do is I will go in with a kind of a matte black and I will pat that over the top, and just like you would generally set a liquid foundation or a cream foundation with some powder, I find it just helps to keep that product in place a little bit longer. That's what works for me. So the next question I have here, it says, what products do you use to maintain your flawless skin? Besides the skincare, are there any tips for perfect skin like you from Hong Kong? That's lovely. I have really good lighting because I get some nice warm light coming through in the back, so I've stopped using my ring light and I'm actually just using daylight. I'm right in front of a big window right now, so it looks better than it is, trust me, but that's nice that you will think I have lovely skin. Good skincare, I will link my video below. That's what works for me. My skin is fairly normal, a little bit oilier in my T-zone, and I do get a few dry patches as well. So I have a skincare routine and I also have a masks and treatments video, so I will link both down below for you. Other than that, healthy balanced diet. I know that's boring, I know, but I am going to say all of the things that everybody always says because it's true. What you put into your body is going to affect the way that you look, and then of course it's eating your greens, getting some protein in, and you know, all the healthy fats and things, and that's honestly all I can give you because that's what works. As boring as that sounds, there is no secret. So the next one says skin product routine. As I said, I've got 2 videos on that, so I will link both of them down below for you. And the next one says, what is your fitness routine? I'm actually going to do a separate video on that because I think that could take quite a lot of time, and you already are probably thinking, oh my god, we're like 7 minutes in or whatever it is, and I am going to need to go and get a cup of tea because she talks for hours, which is fine. I suggested you that because this is going to be a long one. So yeah, I will make a separate video on my fitness routine, so if you'd like that one next, then let me know. The next one says, do you have any tips for new girls going into modelling who aren't particularly tall? Do you think 5'7" is too short to have a relevant career in the industry? Thanks. Okay, so this could be a whole nother video in itself, but 5'7" is probably on the shorter side for a model. I am 5'10". Most of the model girls that I know are somewhere between 5'8", 5'9", and 5'8" is probably the shorter kind of end of the scale, to 5'10", 5'11", 6 foot maximum. I mean, that's kind of, you're looking at more catwalk girls for that kind of stuff. But as far as that being too short, I know a few girls, especially at ASOS, they have a petite range. So you're actually kind of in that market where you can still get away with doing the petite stuff and be a model. I don't think it's irrelevant to be a little bit shorter nowadays. I think, you know, most people have maternity sections, they have tall sections, and they have petite. And I think a lot of the kind of shorter models now kind of fit into the petite category. So I would say you can have a perfectly successful career even if you are a little bit short, providing you are good at what you do and all the other bits and pieces. I mean, half of it is luck anyway, let's face it. Do you have any tips for new girls going into modelling who aren't particularly tall? I would just say for anybody who's going into modelling is to look after yourself. This is not just a job, this is a lifestyle, because how you look and how you are all of the time is your business. So you need to be exercising, you need to be not watching what you eat, but being healthy. You need to be, you know, making sure that your body is in the best condition it can be for you and your skin is good and you're not biting your nails and things like that. So look after yourself and take it seriously, because it has to be a lifestyle for it to be, just like being healthy is a lifestyle. So take it seriously. Don't be deterred by the fact that you might not book every job. You need to be prepared for the fact that you are not going to book every job. It is a very competitive industry, but try not to take that personally as well. That would be my third point, is try not to take it personally, because I know it's difficult. And even for me, who's been doing it, I mean, I've been signed 10 years now. I started quite young, but I wasn't working at that age. I've been full-time for about 5 years, and I really did struggle. I mean, as a, you know, you're in your late teens anyway, and you're kind of hitting that age where you're kind of becoming more of an adult, and it can be difficult to be comfortable in your own skin, let alone also be kind of getting knockbacks due to the way that you look. It can be really difficult to separate who you are as a person and what you're being judged on. And so I would make sure you've got really good friends around you, you're really grounded, you have some time out, you're not always, you know, obsessive about it, and make sure you're still you, and don't take it personally, because it's not personal, it's literally just you're not right for our brand. It's nothing to do with you as a person. So those would be my tips in general. I don't really have any extra tips for people that are slightly shorter. I am not one of those girls, so I wouldn't actually be able to kind of help you with that, but I hope in general that's kind of been helpful. Okay, so the next question I have here says, what do you think about vegetarianism? I don't have an issue with it. I think that, you know, oh my god, this could open up a whole can of worms here. Absolutely it could. I don't necessarily believe in cutting out an entire food group. I think if you want to eat dairy, you eat dairy. If you're a meat eater, you eat meat. That's fine. That doesn't bother me. I think if you know your body the best, and if you know your body responds to being vegan better than it does, you know, eating everything, then go for it. Personally, I'm not a big meat eater. I eat a lot of the kind of corn substitutes because it's a texture thing for me. Not only does the animal thing slightly creep me out personally, but it's a texture thing, and I don't know, I just can't. A lot of things I just won't touch. I'm not a vegetarian, but I'm very particular about what I will and won't eat, and so I can understand if you want to be vegetarian. I think that's great. I think you just have to know what's best for your body, and don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. I think you know you, and you know what works. So if it makes you happy and it makes you healthy, then go for it. Right. The next question I have says, what got you into modelling and what's your favourite part of it? Okay, there are quite a few questions here from this one person. So, what got you into modelling and what's your favourite part of it? I was scouted. It's not something I ever wanted to do. I fell into it by accident because I was scouted. So it wasn't something I'd ever kind of been interested in or even was aware of at that age. So, yeah, I was scouted. What's your favourite part of it? I would say meeting new people. That can be stressful as much as it is fun, because you're always on. Like, you don't, unless you're, like, I do ASOS a lot, so I know the team there really well, but there are a few other brands that I work with kind of on a semi-regular basis, but it could be months between shoots. So it's almost like you always have to be on, like you always have to be your best self. But it's also really fun because you meet a load of people that you would never meet otherwise, and it kind of forces you to be more confident and forces me, like I have a work Hannah and I have a me Hannah. Me Hannah, believe it or not, is really quite shy. Work Hannah knows she's at work, she's got to be good, she wants to get hired again, and it just encourages me to come out of my box. And of course the other thing I would say is getting to see so many cool places. I might not see much of them, I might just see a taxi, an airport, a studio, but it's cool to say, hey, I've been to wherever I've been to, you know. I think that's really awesome. Did you go to university? No, I didn't. If so, what did you study? I didn't. So if not, would you have liked to go, and what would you have studied? I would love to go to university. I started modelling quite young, and by the time I hit college, I dropped out of doing my A-levels. I was always like sports captain, prefect. You know, I was a straight A student, and I was always the one out of me and my brother that was expected to go to university, although funnily enough, he's now at university. But I just made the decision that I'd been signed for so many years, and I had quite a horrible time at college. I won't go into detail about that, but the modelling industry for women especially is it's a young woman's game. So I thought, if I've got 10, 12 years of this, you know, if I've got till, I don't know, early 30s, mid 30s, I am going to earn as much money as possible, be really clever about investing that money, and I can maybe put myself through university afterwards. So if I was going to, then I would probably do something psychology based. I'm very interested in kind of how people work and the way they think. My dad works in HR, so that sounds awful, I know a lot of you are going to go, oh, HR. But he's sort of the learning and development side of things. So he's very interested in human psychology and interaction, and how we can better ourselves, and, you know, how to handle awkward conversations, and how like the language that you use, you know, really makes a difference. So I remember coming home from school and I would say things like, yeah, I'm going to try and get my homework done tonight. And he would say to me, you're going to try and get your homework done tonight, or you're going to? And I'm like, I'm going to. And it's kind of, I don't know, weird stuff like that, but I just find it all very fascinating, to be honest. So I'd probably do psychology, or I'd do something Englishy, because I was always a real bookworm. What's your favourite place that you visited? I would say that was Patagonia. So I did a crew clothing job. It was really fucking cold. It was so cold. We were just in shirts and kind of little jumpers. We might have a scarf and jeans, and it was freezing. Oh my god. And everyone else is like in their North Face jackets with like hot water bottles. And we were doing catalogue shoot there, and it was the most beautiful place I have ever seen in my entire life. I would never have gone there otherwise, probably, ever in my life. But mountains, open lakes, like beautiful, like rolling hill. Oh my god, I just died. It was so pretty. So that would be my favourite place. There wasn't much to do there, but it was beautiful. And you all know I'm a country girl. I'm from Hampshire originally, so I loved it. What made you want to be a model? I didn't ever want to be one. It hadn't even crossed my mind. At the point I was scouted, it didn't cross my mind. The only reason I said yes was because I thought, if I can make a little bit of extra money during my early teens from doing this, then why the hell not? And, you know, touch wood, worked out. So that was kind of it. I never really wanted to do it. What is your favourite thing about yourself? Oh my god, that's a weird question to have to answer. That's terrifying. I would say that my favourite thing about myself, if we're talking looks, I think I'm lucky that I have quite pretty eyes. They look just like a dark brown, but when you get closer, they're actually more of an amber colour. So if we're doing look stuff, I would say my eyes. And if we're doing personality, which is what sprung to mind initially, I think I'm a really kind person, is what I would say. Almost to a fault, where it actually gets to the point where I end up not looking after me because I'm trying to look after other people. And I'm sure a lot of you also do the same. I think we all kind of do that to a certain extent, but I would say, yeah, I think I'm a really kind person. And I hope that it comes across that I'm also a really genuine person with you guys. I always try to be honest in the nicest possible way as well, and I think it's important to to always be honest, but to also kind of make sure that the way you're being honest to someone is the nicest and kindest way of doing it as well, because how you phrase things can have a serious impact on the person that you're talking to. So I think it's always really important to be like, you know, kind and genuine and honest. The next one I have is, what guidelines do you follow to live a healthy lifestyle, like basic food and fitness? Well, I kind of gave you a little bit of that, but I will make a full video on it. Basically, be good most of the time and keep moving and drink loads of water. And if you want the pizza, have it. What are some of your personal goals and dreams? I would love to get my six-pack back. Another goal of mine is to fix my back, because that has been crippling. And that's something I haven't really, I've kind of mentioned it to you guys, but I haven't actually gone into detail about, but that's seriously affecting how I feel about me, because I'm not able to exercise like I normally would. So those are kind of like more immediate-ish goals, and obviously if I fix my back I'll be able to exercise, which means I'll get my six-pack back. So that's kind of it. And then the other one, I would say, and it's the only one I've ever really had, is to be a mum. I'm not a mum. I have a goddaughter. She is two and a bit. She's my best friend's daughter, and I love her to bits. I've always been broody. I've always loved children. You know, I've always wanted that, and it's the one thing that I have always known that I really wanted to do. So yeah, I'd like to have children, but I would like 3 or 4. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, I'm 22 and I don't have a man currently, so that could be a slight issue. The next question I have here says, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. I'm feeling quite chirpy today. For the last week and a bit, I'd say I haven't been quite as chirpy. I'm also having therapy currently, so like actually therapy for my head. So if you'd like to talk about my experience with therapy in another video, then please do let me know, because I think it's something that's really worthwhile for you to do if you're struggling. But today I'm feeling good. The sun's out, I'm making videos, my flatmate's out, so I don't have to feel embarrassed like talking to the camera when he's next door. And yeah, I'm feeling good. The next question I have says, what is the best foundation that you've ever used? Well, you guys know I love the one I'm wearing today. So I absolutely love the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum. It is beautiful. I just love it. I just love it. Like, it looks like skin, it covers, it's buildable. Once you've got your concealer on, you can, you know, like you can build it up to a really good medium coverage. Shove some concealer on, and oh my God, it still looks like skin, but it's beautiful. Just love it. I just love it. And you guys know it. And it's so cheap. It's so cheap. It's available at the drugstore. I love it. What's your favourite movie? I would say oh my God, this is an easy one. So I really, really love The Shawshank Redemption. That is my favourite movie of all time. Also, I am a huge, and I'm talking like proper freak about it, Harry Potter fan. So comment down below while I think of it, what your favourite film is, and also tell me what your favourite Harry Potter film is, because that would be fun. What's your favourite song? Oh, that's really hard. I grew up with a dad that always encouraged me and my brother to listen to everything. So I like a bit of classical, I like kind of more acousticy pop vibes. I really like country music. I really love Sixpence None the Richer. So I don't know. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go with Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer, I would say. That's something I've been listening to a lot lately. I don't know whether it's my favourite song of all time, because I also like a bit of Queen and like Thin Lizzy and all that kind of stuff, but... And also, I'm sorry, Justin Bieber. I was never a Justin Bieber fan before Sorry came out, and now I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know whether I should like you, but it's really catchy. So, I don't know. I can't pin it down, but that's kind of a general idea. I have quite a broad spectrum of music taste. And what's your favourite food? I'm a crisp person or a pasta person, and I really love cheese. So I would say maybe macaroni cheese? No, okay, no I have it, My favourite food, it's got to be, if we're talking meals, it's got to be roast dinner. But I won't have meat with it, I'll just have all the vegetables, smother it in gravy, mash it all up so it looks like baby food, so that then you get like a bit of everything with every mouthful. My brother thinks that's disgusting because he has like a really dry roast dinner, whereas me and Dad are all like, you know, mush it up. It's gross, but I love it. And roast potatoes with salad cream the next day, cold. Oh my God, if you have not tried, you have to, because it is so good. An important question, how can I get your number? You can't, I'm really sorry, but you can't. We shall not be sharing that information on here today. Okay, and the last question says, I saw a lot of comments saying that you look like Kira, Natalie Portman, other celebrities. What do you feel about these comments? Do you hate it when people keep saying these? I'm not offended by it. Obviously I'm flattered because I think those women are beautiful and you know, the comparison is wonderful, but I'm also like me, so it's kind of weird, if that makes sense. And I think some days I look more like Kira and less days I look more like, you know, more days I look like Natalie, and it's really wonderful to get those comparisons. I think that's lovely. I don't really have a strong feeling towards it either way, other than that's really nice because I think they're gorgeous. So that's just kind of lovely, really. But I do hear it a lot. But it doesn't particularly bother me either way, to be honest. So that was my Q&A. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I know it's really long, I'm really sorry, but I think most of you like my rambly videos anyway. This is kind of like a little like chit chat Q&A type. I don't know, I guess this is like the equivalent of like trying to vlog to me, because you're kind of finding out a few more personal bits about me. So I don't know. Don't forget to leave me your favourite film and your favourite Harry Potter film, because I'm really curious. And actually do your favourite song as well, so comment down below and let me know what all your favourites are. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, because I'm always on there if I'm not on here. Although, as you can see, I am making an incredible effort to be really good with filming. I feel like really good about doing YouTube lately. And yeah, please subscribe if you're new here, and hello. I hope you're having a lovely day. If you need to email me, or, you know, for business inquiries and stuff, have an email down below. All the links will be down below. And yeah, I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! What is your favourite thing about yourself? I